And now we're going to go find the generator to fix that.
Alright, hello everybody, my name is Ozmourn, and today we're going to be playing Goosebumps Dead of Night. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night today. And Goosebumps Dead of Night is a really nice licensed game that came out in 2020 to like accompany the licensed the movie that with Jack Black in it, who you will hear in this game actually. And so this game is really fun to do as a speedrun. The casual experience, admittedly, not that great, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But we do have a new game, and that's when we're gonna go into the normal difficulty, and that is when we're gonna starting time is gonna happen when we load into the first level. And so it's gonna have like a kind of weird countdown after I skip this cutscene. 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, I timed that pretty well, thank God. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is you can immediately see that I'm going to be running diagonally. In this game, whenever you like run diagonally, it just naturally builds up more speed than if you were to run straight forward. And so that's going to be like our main method of like movement throughout the run. And you can see that we do have stamina, which is the most annoying thing about this game, but thankfully we do have a way around it in certain cases. But right now, before that, we're going to do our first skip, which is the ghoul skip. This is the ghoul. We are lodging ourselves into this corner, and we're just right outside of the ghoul's field of vision, and so she can just pass us. And as soon as those boxes disappear, we can just crouch down and begin to move towards her, but not too fast so that she doesn't catch up with us. Walk down these stairs. As soon as the load icon happens, you want to reset checkpoint. And now we are going to collect pages. We're going to be messing up with the physics a little bit in this game by moving our mouse and like so, in order to lodge ourselves deeper into this into that cabinet in order to not have to hide in it in order to collect the pages. We're going to be collecting 10 pages, you know, much like Slenderman. And at the 4th page, boom, congrats, we are attacked by lawn gnomes, you know, naturally. What else would we do? And the red gnomes will kill you, the yellow gnomes won't, but there's only one gnome that we care about, and that's that guy over there at the very far corner with the key. Perfect. This is what we want, and we have pretty good gnome RNG because of the direction that they go in this kind of RNG. Then we're going to go and collect that key in the bathroom. Now we're going to be doing something called hitbox displacement. For whatever reason, when you crawl underneath an object in this game, your hitbox kind of gets moved around, and so you can just clip through objects and collect, like interact with objects through walls. And so we do that in order to hide into the closet and then get the next key, the next page, and then we're going to collect 2 more pages, reset checkpoint, and then we're going to lodge ourselves into this door so we can open it from the other side in order to skip a cutscene in which we have to interact with the killer clown. And so that's called Clown Skip. It's a good time saver, honestly. And the hitbox displacement thing that we did allowed us to skip another monster, the werewolf, which is the werewolf skip. And so right now, hopefully this ghoul doesn't really want to talk to us, thank goodness. And so we're going to come in here and reset checkpoint after collecting the page in Slappy's room. And now we're going to go over to the bedroom in order to collect the last page, where we're going to do it hiding underneath the bed. And then we're going to reset checkpoint, come down to the stairs, and we've collected all 10 pages, so we're going to go straight into the Slappy fight. These gnomes can steal pages from you, but once you've collected all of them, it does not matter. The game will just know that you've collected all of them, and you can just go down here. And so reset checkpoint in order to not get locked into that cutscene. And then once you open the door, we can go back into the Slappy fight. This fight is kind of like pseudo RNG in the sense that it's kind of dependent on your camera and camera positioning, and also your player positioning in the level. Theoretically speaking, if you do the same thing every time, you should get the same outcome. But sometimes the game doesn't like it, and also the gnomes tend not to spawn sometimes. And so, as long as you look at Slappy, he shouldn't be able to like attack you in certain parts, but sometimes he does. I'm just gonna wait for Slappy to come through here so I can attack him like so. Oh, I missed. But it's fine. We can just grab a yellow gnome, but nope, the yellow gnome disappeared. Look at that. And as long as you look at Slappy like that, then he won't really attack you all that much. He's on the left side over here. I'm gonna grab this yellow gnome and attack Slappy with the yellow gnome. Oh, I'm just gonna wait for Slappy here on the other side, and so that we don't really risk, you know, not interacting with him. And then I'm gonna go over here, grab this yellow gnome. Oh my goodness, where is Slappy? Oh no, he killed us. That is the first time in a long time I've actually died in that fight, and unfortunately that does mean you have to start the fight over again. And so hopefully we get a bit of better luck in the second try. It's been a long time since I've died to Slappy, especially on normal mode. And so you see this one is almost always like the same thing because we do the same tricks. Usually Slappy wants to come over and through over here, but unfortunately he didn't feel like doing that today. I'm just going to come around and look at Slappy here so that we don't have to worry about him. Oh, he kills us again! Look at that! So yeah, this Slappy fight is kind of unforgiving in a lot of places. It's a huge reset point in like grinding sessions. But let's see if Slappy wants to be a bit kinder today. This first one is literally never the problem. It's like the two after that. Technically, this one should also not be that much of a problem, but it tends to be just due to how Slappy feels like behaving. I'm gonna go over here and grab this yellow gnome because he's on the other side in the corner where we're pretty safe. And then I'm going to come over here in this corner and look at wherever Slappy is. Oh, I'm gonna grab this yellow gnome so that, you know, the yellow gnomes don't kill me, so I'm pretty safe in that regard. Oh my god. Where are you, yellow gnome? Thank you. Slappy? Slappy? There we go, and now he's there. Perfect. So that's the Slappy fight. It's not the cleanest I've done, but you know, sometimes that happens, and that's perfectly fine. So now that we're out of bounds, and ironically speaking, the red gnomes actually can still kill you even after you've defeated Slappy. During that like animation, they're still active, and so they can just kill you even if you've already beaten the level and you have to start it over again, which is the most annoying thing ever. So Slappy, lore update, he escapes the book because plot has to plot, you know, stuff like that, and then he's just gonna go to the next level, which is the conservatory.
I'll be taking this. Thanks for the book, dummy.
And we're gonna follow him there.
You'll never guess what I'm going to do with it next.
And that is the end of the first level, the house. There's 3 levels total: house, conservatory, and then the Tesla Tower. And from here on out is when the game turns into a glitch fest, which is, you know, an absolutely amazing time. Another lore update: Slappy is going to use this flower, the poison gas, in order to turn this into this grass plant monster. Except there's like a whole progression that we're going to skip, in which we progressively turn into the grass monster, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, this is how it starts out. We're gonna talk with Dr. Brew in order to try to get the cure for this disease, and that is gonna be the plot of level 2. Alright, and what we have right here is actually an instance of infinite sprint glitch. You can see that I'm currently exhausted and I'm not regaining stamina. The reason that is the case is because whenever you sprint in this game and you like you have like a 5-second grace period after you run out of stamina, in which you are exhausted before your stamina starts replenishing. And if a voice line, like a file in the game, like stops playing during those 5 seconds, you can just get infinite stamina. Like as you can see, I'm doing right now in order to just keep sprinting. And it's something that we can just keep out throughout the entire level as long as you keep holding shift. And so far we did it pretty good. Right here in this section you lose it, but we had it for where we needed it, which is great. We're gonna eat this food in the reset checkpoint, and then we're gonna do a really cool glitch. We're gonna take this box, and then we're gonna get on top of it. We're gonna bring it down, we're gonna crouch, uncrouch, and then grab it, and boom, we can just fly. There's no collision in the ceiling, so we can just go wherever we want. That's amazing. And in flying, we are able to just skip the majority of this level by going to the last section, and boom. We're gonna grab this flower, and then we're gonna go to the end. Boom. That's all there is to it. There's no actual game. And usually you're supposed to grab different ingredients in order to make this potion. That's like the intended. But the game doesn't actually check if you have all the ingredients. It doesn't check if you've done everything in the level. You just grab the last ingredient, and the game's like, oh, you must have collected the rest of them, and so you can just go to this potion section in which you are trying to create the cure for the disease that you have. This cure is wrong, and we're going to create a different cure that is suggested by Dr. Brewer's daughter. And there are audio cues letting you know how much of each potion you're supposed to drop in. This one is going to come up right here once you turn to 30. That one. And believe it or not, controlling these are actually a lot harder than they look. It's like a gyroscope, but for mouse, and it's the most annoying thing ever. I don't know why it's designed that way, but during this last one, you can just let it be, and then it'll turn to 70, and it'll automatically make the potion for you. So we're going to shake this potion for ourselves, and we progressively turn into this greenish plant monster thing, but the game we just skipped to the end, so we kind of skipped all that progression, and now we're human. And this is the part of the game where Dr. Brewer wakes up, and we can just he's turned into this monster. He's been infected with the poison, and so we're actually going to throw the cure onto him, and you really want to be careful that you don't miss, because if you do, you have to redo the entire potion making thing again. It's the most annoying thing in the world, and it's a large amount of time loss. Hopefully the slappy fight is the only major sense of time loss we should be getting in this run, especially with the tricks that we're going to be coming up in the last level. So this is Slappy in the Tesla Tower, and there's this this story update. He wants to use the Tesla Tower in order to defeat the world. Nikola Tesla hires us in order to stop Slappy, but we haven't been keeping up with the plot at all. It's just been speeding through, and that's Tesla. There's going to be going straight to the front door after this cutscene. Who are you? We'll guess we never know. And so, another cutscene coming into this section. Usually, there is around 3 rooms worth of puzzles that we're supposed to solve in order to get into this section and move on. But we're going to be doing a glitch, if you can believe it, in order to skip all of that. And thankfully, I would say that level 3 is probably the amount of the game that we skipped the most. Actually, you could argue that level 2 is, but when it comes to actual content, actual puzzles, and just annoying sections that we don't have to do anymore because of the glitches that we found, I think level 3 takes the cake. So we need this zap gun that's in this case right here, and you can actually physically pick it up. It's actually physically there. But first, what we're going to be doing is we're going to open the case, because for some reason you can open the case instead of so yeah, we can open the case instead like that, and after opening the case we're going to be able to collect the zap gun. If you have a specific angle and you kind of mess up with the physics of this game by doing the mouse movement like that, you can kind of lodge yourself into this section and get the zap gun much like that. So let's go, and once you turn that on, you can just go through the game. That is probably one of the faster versions that I've had of that. And then we're going to just enter here excuse me. There we go. Enter there by, messing up with the physics of this game too, lodging ourselves in there. And so we can just skip a really large section with a bunch of killer gummy bears, the natural things you'd find in a Tesla Tower. And so now we're going to be going across this catwalk, and I would say right here is probably the best example of infinite sprint glitch that we have in this game, in which I'm going to run out of stamina after that line, make him pay. And since that voice file ended after I had run out of stamina, and during the grace period, as I mentioned before, we are able to just keep sprinting, and you kind of need the sprint in order to do this skip that I have failed. Look at that. We love to see it. you should be able to go across that platform before it falls down if you are good at the infinite sprint glitch, and it doesn't look like we're good at it today. You know what? But that's fine. You win some, you lose some. And so we're just going to be doing the same thing we did before and wait for him to make him pay and then run out of stamina. Perfect. And we want to avoid these witches too. Oh no, I messed up the infinite sprint glitch. Would you look at that? That's perfectly fine. We're just gonna have to take a slightly longer route because in reality the infinite sprint glitch is only there for like that skip. Like it's the only thing that's like necessary for that skip. Oh look, we fell down, so maybe we get to try the infinite sprint glitch again. I am rusty on this section. It's quite clear.
Be careful.
Let's try once more.
Fall down. No, wait. That's exactly what I want.
I'm gonna come across here. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is optimal gameplay. I would love to see it. Okay, perfect.
That's exactly what I want.
We're gonna go across this section before that falls down. Perfect. And then we're just going to be hopefully grabbing infinite sprint glitch again.
Make him pay!
And that should have worked, and it did, thank God. And now hopefully we can actually do the skip.
I can only imagine what other creations he has stolen. The thought camera? Science, save us if he has acquired the death beam plans.
There we go. That's the skip we wanted to do. We wanted to go across that before it fell down, and thankfully we were able to do it that time.
Close to my brilliance.
And we're just gonna keep to the side so we avoid the switch. And now we can finally go to the final boss, which is Slappy, of course. Well, technically, it's Slappy and all of the enemies that we have been encountering in the house. But, you know, we didn't encounter those enemies. We skipped like 2 of them. So,
Coming up to say hi.
this is the final boss. It is pretty easy, all things considered. It's if you do the same thing every time, it should have the same outcome. So, of course, Slappy is going to be summoning the 3 monsters that were in the house. We only ever saw one of them, the ghoul, which we technically skipped, but we didn't see the clown or the wolf because we had the skip triggering them in the first place. And so each there's gonna be 3 phases, 1 for each monster, and they all have these like green orb things, or like these orb things that follow them around. And that's how you, as long as you shoot them 3 times, you're able to, yeah, that's how each section works. Just shoot the orbs 3 times, and then you can finish the game. The only differences between the phases, really, is you're obviously up against a different monster, but also there's more witches that you kind of have to take care of, and it's like a little bit more inconvenient than usual. We have to keep moving because of the monster, like the clown, will just keep following me, and so. Yep, there we go. Generally speaking, the farther away they are, the more harder it is to like shoot them. But they have pretty generous hitboxes, all things considered. And so you can really, if you like know where they are, where they spawn in, it'll be pretty easy to grab them. And you just gotta avoid some of these attacks here from the witches. I had to kill them just for safety. As long as you don't run out of power in your zap gun, then it should be fine. There we go, last one, and time is gonna come up when the orb bounces back in the Slappy. So 3, 2, 1, time.
No, I refuse to go back.
All right. And that is a Goosebumps Dead of Night. A little bit of hiccups in that last level with the catwalk, but you know what? You win some, you lose some, and all things considered, it was a pretty decent run otherwise. And so that is Goosebumps Dead of Night. It's a game that is $30 on Steam, which is $30 too much, and you can learn it just the way that I did, and you know, come and join us. You can learn in like a weekend. It's a pretty easy run to learn. It's a easy to learn, hard to master kind of thing, and I definitely say, you know, if you're looking for a game that's like bad casually but a great speedrun, this is one of them. And so, yeah. Look us up on Twitter.com, join the Discord. Shoutouts to Niddle, Nico Hart, Velvetovex, Tana Banana, Abby's Corner, and all the people that have ran this game and contributed to it. So they're all great human beings, and I'm going to be up next with Liminal Ranger, so stay tuned for that.
not safe for work.